Thanks for staying with us. So it's Friday. Our hot topic is about celebrities versus yaya-brities. Now, we'll tell you what that is. So when we were growing up, celebrities were people that we celebrated, admired, who wanted to be like, people that were out there. But today, according to Nima coined this word yaya-brities, saying that these are people that seem to be working against what the social norm expects, you know. So yaya-brities, according to us, are people who are going on the way against moral standards. So they are actually good. Maybe there's more of nudity, there's more of brazen behavior. So on social media, their outlook to life is totally different. So there's really nothing to celebrate about these individuals anymore. So we're discussing is yaya-brity lifestyle the new way of life, or do we still believe that celebrities? Do we still have celebrities? That's really the question. Do we still have celebrities, or do we now have more yaya-brities, where their own is just to be popular for popular sake, either going through being nude to get more followers, you know, they start this scandalous controversy amongst themselves, so that people can talk about them and trend. Is that the new? Is that the new normal? That's a real question. That's a real question.
This trend or this style of getting popular started with any publicity is good publicity, even when it's bad. Yeah. So the things that would shame us in those days, things that without people talking about it, you would hide if you knew you did it. There are a lot of things that I would do. I would not want to make public. I dance. If I would tell you, I'll try to. No, don't take a picture of me doing that. You know, so I would not popularize it. But now you see people popularize it, and then some people will say, I stand by. You know, we no longer call it wrong. Some people say, I stand with. Still a queen. You know, those kind of things. And in the underlying danger of it is that gradually but surely, standards continue to drop because we no longer call things what they are. Yeah. There's a popular musician that used to say, Unti Oda Oda, and that slogan stayed with me. So clearly, you knew this way, things that would put a bad name to you. And now in the days of where social media does not forget, records are online, everything, people still just want to be on the lips of people, even if it's for the wrong reasons.
But we saw it work with Kim Kardashian, where, you know...
that is like the bad...
He was not here now. Even for her, how stable has she been with that popularity?
She's a stability. She's made millions of dollars.
Billions. That's where you're going on. So as long as you're going to make money, and you're going to be on the lips of people... Anyhow. So, but the danger is that because you brought Kim here, you have to now deal within your own immediate circle, your children, your own family, you know? And family is the bedrock of society, whether you like it or not. The danger you have put out there, you're managing in your home. You're working at it, you're putting the protection, you're putting security, and you're managing the information, you're doing PR about it. But down here now, in Nigeria, we're not even doing it well.
For me, I think the danger is mistaking a celebrity for a role model. That you're famous automatically makes you a role model. A celebrity is someone that is just well known and celebrated maybe for something that they do either in sports or entertainment. A role model is a whole different cup of coffee. So a role model could be someone, you know, that has values and has achievements that affects their society and their community in a positive way, in a positive light. And a role model is not necessarily famous or popular. A role model is not also necessarily a celebrity, just someone that you can look up to and learn from, you know, positive attributes that person has. Now a celebrity is about entertainment, about how many people know them, about how popular they are. It's about popularity. The danger now is expecting your celebrity, because of how well-known they are, to be role models. And that is what the conversation, you hear them say, I just wanted to be a musician. I did not come here to be a role model. I just wanted to be a footballer. I'm not asking to be a political influencer because I'm playing good football. This is just what my talent and my skill has brought me, and it has brought me fame and money. So we need to be careful who we look up to. Then sometimes when we have this conversation, then it's on us. Are we the ones making the mistake, or is it the celebrity's mistake? that we have decided to use them as the standard for the way that we should live our lives or the way we should raise our children or what our children should look up to. It also says a lot about us, what we consume, what we see as important. If we're consuming a lot of yeye-brity, we give more yeye-brity money, more yeye-brity likes, more a huge yeye-brity platform. If you celebrate role models, you create a platform for them. You push them by how much you like them. So what are we like? Yes, what we are accusing them for.
Brands of doing the way like they're giving more money to celebrities and not giving to maybe people who are academic.
You are giving celebrities.
Yeah. So
imagine. Let me just give one example. Imagine someone does a reality show, and the person became popular for maybe nudity and sexual activity in the open, and the person comes out, and government gives that person an ambassador to the youth position. Meanwhile, there's a young man or young woman who has put their minds and their focus in education. They are doing so much. The most we do for them is 100,000 naira. So whose fault is it?
Right. So I wanted to quickly jump on what you said earlier about we doing the mistake of, then making them role models. Nobody would make them role models. They are actors that in society that have a responsibility, whether they like it or not, to either popularize or unpopularize something. So you come now and you need to trend on something, or you want to be on the lips of people, and even if it is the extreme worst case of a nude or pornographic activity, you put it out there. And you now leave the conversation in society, whether people would like you or not. But young people now think, okay, it's happened before. There's nothing new under the sun. You've created a trend.
Precedence.
A bad precedent. So there's still that responsibility on you in the society to put out only the things that you eventually, in your at a time of sober reflections, would approve of. Because now you then come out later on when people will not let it be because somebody is now suffering the bad side of that activity because it's now within their space. Talking about it and calling you out, you say your mental health is being attacked.
Okay,
so not thinking of my mental health.
I don't agree with their responsibility. I think that globalization and Westernization. Our desire as a nation to do everything the Western world is doing, our lack of values in our own culture, the fact that we have forgotten our Binibi, we've forgotten respect for our culture, and we want to be like them. So there's a lady that just finished in the Big Brother house, and she wore what she wore. Rihanna has worn it. There's this other very big size, plus size, Lizzo wore it. So what we're seeing is Westernization, globalization. Somebody in Nigeria sees someone go naked, and he also wants to go, and everybody likes that person's picture in America or somewhere else, and then they do it here. And we are leaving our impressionable young ones to follow all of this. So here is the thing. Westernization, globalization can be good and bad as long as we retain our own identity. And our problem is we don't have a clearly defined identity. Go to India, they have their crises. Everybody, they have the same internet. They have access to see what is going on in developed countries. But they still have this culture of what is our own, how we dress, how we look. This is it. People say Japan's success is attributed to the way they build the value and culture into them from childhood. As a nation, we haven't inculcated cultures and values into our educational system in a way that every Nigerian is groomed to understand this is our goal as a country. This is our way of life. Oh, we see them, it's okay, but this is who we are. Until we are able to do that, and that's why I love what Praise Forward does, which is saying that you must create your own nation in your microcosm. Each family is a nation, and you must impute the values you want for that nation. The nation of Odiges, this is the value we have. So we will see that nude what licorice was wearing, we feel, oh, no, this is terrible. And they will know, because from their own nation, they have been brought up in that way. We cannot let celebrities be raising our children for us. It is not the responsibility of a celebrity to give my children what value is. The fact that Tiwa Savage has a nude video does not mean my children will do it. Doesn't mean I will do it, because my own parents put a value of the Odubela in me.
Great, but you see, shouldn't we start facing the reality that this is the world we live in right now? There's nudity everywhere. I mean, I think I'm done even trying to protect my children anymore, because it's everywhere. Even in their life, they try to type in a word, and those words, these pop up. So it's like, do we start facing the reality that these celebrities are in our faces? Let us just know that, okay, they are there, and know that we are raising our children to know that these people exist, and just know the difference. But because you can't really take or hide a child away from these experiences.
Right, but we must say what is wrong is wrong. So what the Minima said that I stand by, that one, we must say is wrong is wrong.
Yes, you say it's wrong. But they go into the world that says, don't judge. The world tells you, don't judge.
We're not judging. Saying it is wrong is not judging.
No, this is it. I wanted to disagree with Tokwe earlier, because it's this double standards of calling it out and calling it a judgment that got us here. So you want to say that this is wrong. They'll say, no, she's judging her. She's doing her own standard to judge her. If it is wrong, why is it a judgment when I say it is wrong, but you've done it? Why is it difficult to say, oh, I did something wrong? They say, I've looked at it now in retrospect.
Without sin should throw the first stone.
We've used this a lot of times. We've now destroyed standards. There are no standards, so you can't hold anybody to anything. If it is to hold somebody to a standard is to judge the person. What are we now saying? That's how little by little we take away what will be the foundation and the pillars of society, and then we have a crumbled system. We have a culture. No, we do not. We do, and we have an identity. As Africans and as Nigerians, nobody would wed those days boldly without, it's because standards, they started calling it fashion, judgment. The place I went, they asked me to take off, and little by little, we broke every institution. It was individually broken. Homes, communities, why will we call our neighbors out when they talk to our mothers about a thing they saw us do as gossip? We called them out when they talked about our elders to set aside and say, it's not the standard. Don't judge my child. Free the child. Yeah. And eventually, we're now here and we're saying we don't have culture and standard. Which one did we lose when we did not have one? We had. We've always had one.
Let's jump in. Yeah, so talking about this Westernization, we're picking things from the West and making it. I think a lot of people also mistake Hollywood for Westernization.
Exactly.
Because even for them, the people that do these things, they are being called out by the people from that country. Like, how are you dressed this way? So what we're saying is that we're picking Hollywood and making it into our own daily lives. What this particular one, since we're talking about the particular lady in question, what she wore it for Nigerian sphere, Hollywood sphere. She dressed like a Hollywood person, and
at a brand launch.
At a place where people like them, people that understand them, people that celebrate things like that, people that encourage things like that, because it passes a message for what that brand stands for. It passes a message for, it pushes followership and maybe, money towards that. And there's a way that you have to look to sell something. That is what that celebrity status is telling us. There's a way you need to look. There's a way you need to speak. There's a way you need to act that is acceptable within that circle. That particular person would not go to someone's school dressed that way.
Yeah. Let me jump on that for a second, because I know that Hollywood actually set the tone, set the pace for culture and society. That's the truth, because we've sine how Hollywood projected in Philadelphia, the movie. Was introduced to us, the gay community was introduced, the challenge of the gay community. We were just talking about technology. What they're launching today, Hollywood has shown it several times in their movies. So Hollywood has always set the pace and set the tone for culture, fashion, the way of how we do things. So when we see the Hollywood, yes, you're right, the larger society may not do it, but they are setting the tone globally. In India, China, they're all watching Hollywood, and they're saying, oh, this is how Rihanna dressed, so me too, I want to dress like that. So we're saying that where do we draw the line between what Rihanna wore and what we should be wearing? Have we really imprinted our own culture enough for my child to say, there's a difference between Rihanna and myself? What we will blur the lines now, because this person, I think,
I don't think so. I think the reason why we're even having this conversation and calling out, or, you know, having a conversation about it is because it's still not acceptable to us. It's still something.
But eventually,
no. See, if there are things that we have made part of our culture, we don't even talk about it anymore because we have accepted it. But there are some things that every time it comes up, we talk about it. And it's global. Even on the global sphere, they'll put it on TV and everybody will sit down to converse about it. Because, yes, it's unacceptable, it's not normal. So to always say, what I'm trying to say is that we should not always put it on the person doing it to direct culture. I don't believe it. Nigeria is culturally, people will tell you culturally a Christian society. They will tell you it's a religious society. That's something that we have pushed in Nigeria. Even abroad, when they talk about Nigeria, I remember when they were trying to get Trump re-elected, they were referring to Nigerians as, they were saying the angels of Nigeria were coming to save Trump. So they understand that there's a culture here. But does that mean that we do not have, apart from Christianity, we do not have other ills in our society? Does that mean that there are things that we do not do right? Because, and that's just to say that in every society there are people, there are different circles, there are different spheres, and in every community there's something that they do to push that community, to say we're a community of nude dressers, we're a community of people who, because we're celebrities, we show up, and this is how we show up. So these are different things, but does not mean that I have to copy it. It has to be a part of my life. It has to be the culture of everyone where I'm from.
Okay, so let's go back to this question of celebrities versus yeye-brities. I mean, where do we draw the line? Yeah.
So the hunger to blow has caused a lot of things to happen in our society. People, and the truth is, we give airtime, we talk about the bad things more than the good things. So you post a very decent picture, you get average likes. You post a scantily dressed pictures, you get a lot more likes. And so the people are studying their trend and feeling like, I want more people to know me, blow. So I'm going to post more pictures that will get more attention. Everybody is talking about this former BBN star because of what she wore. So until we identify that this, what we call celebrities and what we should be calling yeye-brities, should not get the endorsement they are currently getting, should not get the airtime they're currently getting. I see some blogs carry story and I'm wondering, why give this attention? So a guy went nude. He said he mistakenly posted his nude picture on Snapchat. And then every blog were reposting it. Even airtime here. You know, so for me, I just feel that we are giving so much attention to nobodies and making them, they are human beings, but we are giving to the non-act that should not be promoted, is now getting them awareness. And so other people that want awareness will now go to do it, because if this person did it, he got awareness. Another person did it, they got awareness. Me too, I want people to see me. Why did Bobrisky pioneer a new trend of cross-dressers? Why? It became popular, it was flash. We gave him the platform. We say we don't like what is being done, but we, the people of Nigeria, gave him platform, and now there are different shades and names coming out doing the same thing.
Let me take this call from Etsu very quickly. Etsu, are you there? Hello, Etsu from Minna. Hello, Etsu, are you there?
Listen to the TV.
Okay, I think we lost him. We have to go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation and take some more messages. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So thanks for staying with us. Going back to this issue of yeye-brities, and we're defining them as people who try to get popular just by doing the worst things. I mean, recently, a gentleman called Cross released nude photos of himself. I mean, it was quite appalling. Okay. You know, it was, it's hard for you to see those kind of things and not say something. Wow. So when people think it's okay to release sexual videos of themselves or release nude videos or pictures of themselves, in the sake of, oh, somebody leaked it.
And then they'll talk about it.
And then you talk about it, and then and people don't condemn it. People celebrate it. I mean, I was told that Cross was being celebrated at, oh, you're endowed. Oh, this, you're that, fantastic. And we're thinking, Where exactly do we live? Are we still in this universe?
There's something that permits the word I call end-time agents. So, end-time agents, the way I see them, are people who come to these people. Because just as you said, when we were children, Hollywood had always set the tone, but we didn't grow up accepting what Hollywood set. I don't believe in transgender or cross-gender or homosexuals. I don't believe in it, even though I know exactly what it means. I grew up knowing exactly what it meant. I don't accept it. It wasn't the culture of the family I was raised. I would never be able to process it. And we knew those things, but some people sold it. You will see children come from homes that are, their culture, forget this culture thing Toko just talked about, some homes that they had it. And for some reason, they will say, first get popular. The PR will come after. They would organize reality shows, and the nude segment will be highly rated. You have to pay for it if you like to see it. The people who were acting it were so-called promoted. When it was in South Africa, this particular reality show, a Nigerian took part in it. She was abused in the house. Then myself and Prof would watch it in Ife. She was abused in the house. I remember how gross Prof felt when the winner was the abuser in one of their sessions that they had. And it became popular. This person is a Christian, deacon. That's the culture of his family. I was Muslim, and we were family friends, and would spend holidays in both houses. So it was the same culture, and we stood against it. So we never accepted it. But the end-time agents found a way that Nigerian who went to South Africa to represent our country, who was abused, didn't become popular. Every time we have to search her name, but the person who got the money is acting, PR, agent, influencer for products and all of those things. The abuser. These end-time agents sort of make money the goal, and it excuses every other thing. So we just say, okay, but the money is in the account. Someone even said in the house that, I don't care what you say as a married woman, as long as Shebi you will be alone, I will have the money.
So it's all driven by money.
I don't understand it.
Who are these agents? Are these the performers themselves?
The organizers, the performers, everybody.
Or the consumers?
Okay, so
who are the agents?
So calling a spade, I had this conversation, and I later had it with BC, with a real estate guru, and we're discussing Christian values and all of that, and we were saying that companies that fund these reality shows are owned by Christians and Muslims. Yes. And I have spoken to one who sponsored one of those reality shows, putting millions of naira into it. And he said it was for business. He had idea many, how the viewers that they have, how well I sold. And then when we finished the discussion, and I said, we need to, then there's a new Superman movie, and you know what happened in the Superman. So our conversation was, we as Christians and we that have value need to put our money into promoting content that have value. Because we have a responsibility to the next generation. I watched a movie that taught my children is a cartoon about the culture of, not a cartoon, animation, not animation, Hawaii. It was all about the Hawaii culture, their values, all of that.
Yes.
Done very well to suit children. Yeah. And I told this real estate mentor of mine, and I said, we need to sponsor movies. I spoke to BC. I said, BC, we need to do movies that promote value, that are so interesting, like God's Calling. We need to make celebrities make money. We are ladies on this show. We are decent. We are married. We are happy. We don't have any controversy. Where are the brands? So what are we saying?
No, it's not for
I'm just saying.
For those that have.
So when brands put their money on celebrities, then they now later, the children, the staff of the brands are now complaining that our children are following celebrities, but you are the one sponsoring them. So it is a revolving circle that does not profit us, and some people need to pull out of it. And for me, it's not to complain, it's I want to make my money so that when I produce like 10, 15 movies that are really, really grounded, I am shaping the culture. So it goes beyond just these charts.
Yeah. So, okay, a lot of us, were quick to call out everyone else except ourselves.
Yeah.
And I will start from myself. There's a picture, there's a video of Tiwa that's been going around. I did not watch it. I will not watch it. I would never watch it. It's not the kind of thing I will sit down and be watching or want to discuss the intricacies of it. There's another picture of the young man you called that is going out. I would not look at it. I would not consume it. Simple. if I do that in my house, then maybe I can have some moral justification and call out people. But you will not go to your house and be watching these things and be discussing it and be sharing and reposting and retweeting, and then you come to the outside and be calling people out for the very
like those pictures.
For the very thing that you are enjoying. So who are you? You're a hypocrite, you're a bigger hypocrite than anyone else, you know, than the person that is doing it. So first of all, and that's the problem, we don't understand the impact of what one person can do and how it spills over and becomes a culture. If it's your individual personal home culture that we will not look at these things, we will not be part of it, we will not engage in it, we will not give it platform. It becomes a culture for your whole society. So until we begin to do that, we do not have any right to come out and be calling anyone out. Secondly, you will not do it too. You will do it, you are not caught doing it today. Tomorrow, 10 years down the line, then you're doing it, and then you come out and you're giving excuses for why you are doing it right now. So those are the things I feel that we should talk about. It's so easy to call people out. If you are not doing it yourself, if you are not making the example yourself, if you are not bringing up your children and giving them that values first, then madam.
All right, so we're going to be wrapping up. I mean, sometimes I just, when we've had these kind of conversations, we think, to what end? What are we trying to achieve at the end of the day? Because these things are in our faces. We cannot but see them on TV. People will get popular. Money, brands would funnel money into these people, whether we like it. That's the reality. So you've been giving us one suggestion, which is, let's begin to invest in the good celebrities, right? But the problem is that whether we like it or not, negative news sells. We see it all across the world. The war on terror is more publicized than the good things that are happening. It happens, so it attracts the traction because the businesses must run. At the end of the day, I'm trying to run a business. I'm getting numbers. So how do we flip it so that even though we invest in the good celebrities, they can still make money? How do we make it more attractive?
I think that's what I said.
She said a very important one. Don't
be the ones that watch it. So when you say negative news sells, who is it selling to? So it is those of us that prefer to watch everything negative.
Don't sell it with nudity. And some of us, unfortunately, these things are in our faces. You have to go and learn what they are and try to understand what you're telling your child not to believe in. Before you keep saying it's okay, that just someone was talking, we're talking about homosexual, and she was saying, it's they're abroad, they're doing it, it's just okay. I just can't be caught rejecting it, you know, as long as they don't bring it here. But before we knew it, it's here. So maybe denying that it's not there or stopping the conversation might not be the thing. Knowing it for what it is and calling it bad as it is the way to go. Let me go on a quick break. Then when we come back, we're going to wrap up and just see our final thoughts on this. Hopefully get some messages on Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome back. So we're going to take a few comments from Facebook on this stuff before we wrap up. Yes, Nima, please.
Why are you getting it together?
No, I had it together, but let me just take it. Lotu says, I see Miriam's point, but whether the celebs like it or not, they are role models because of their platform. They do have an indirect responsibility to their audience. Morenike Bilikis Mafe says, but why do people choose celebs as role model now? Why place them on a pedestal of morality when they can't live up to that expectation?
Yes, go ahead.
So what I want to say is everything derives value from what the value we put on it. Everything. This cup, I can say this cup, is that the ceramic, it's handmade, it was, all this, your view is scripted, this thing is now worth 1 billion naira. And guess what, somebody would, if I can convince someone to agree, this cup goes from a 2,000 naira cup to a 1 billion naira cup. So it is about the value we place on it. We have placed values on the wrong things as a society, and we need to start correcting it. I deliberately do not like all comments or pictures that I feel do not connect with my values. Exactly. And I think if everybody that frowns against it, don't comment on it. You see, some people will comment, they'll take their time to comment, this is terrible. That comment, you have given that thing value. So don't comment. If we all ignore what is wrong, it will die naturally. Number one. Number two, final comment is, can we encourage, because we are such a religious society that most of our entrepreneurs pray in the mosque or in the church, can they rather put their brand influencers to people they want their children to be like, and then we'll see major changes going on, and they start supporting true brands like the ladies of your view, decent people.
All right. So when I was growing up, two people were quite popular. They were celebrities, Mother Teresa and Oprah. And it was not for nudity or anything. It was for that. But we consumed it. That was what we watched. Mother Teresa in India, always watching. She was on TV.
We gave it time.
We gave it time. We gave her platform. But today we decided we're not going to give them time or platform. And the reason why is because you don't watch it. The person that has the platform is saying, how do I get people to watch these people? But when they try it out, you don't watch it. So they're thinking, okay, the congregation has moved on to other things. So this war, this culture thing we're talking about, it is a choice we have to make. We have a part to play. And that's what I'm saying. Start with us first.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I want to echo as we wrap up, because there's something called civic responsibility, something called social responsibility. Yes, nobody's going to put a gun to your head if you don't do it, but it's the right thing to do. What is right is right. And I think, and I plan to continue to use my mom's burial as an example, because a lot of people said they had a great time at the burial. And aside from the fact that God showed up and everybody showed up, but I think one of the key things that stuck out is that the person in charge took full responsibility, did the right thing. Every resource, every penny was put into that burial. Usually when families come together and put money together, somebody removes 25% or 30%, you know, something to do after the burial. But every single thing. Why? Because that was the right thing to do. And everybody's talking about it, that, oh, you guys did a fantastic, because we did what we were supposed to do. What we don't do, we fail as civilians, as Nigerians, to take responsibility and do the right thing. We fail to do the right thing at the right time, because, oh, nobody's watching. And who would have put a gun to my head for saying, Morale did not use the whole money? Of course not. I would have, nobody could have known. Even my brothers would not have known. Morale diverted. I didn't divert it. Every penny was taken into that project. So it's all about taking responsibility. Nobody's going to put a gun to your head, but do the right thing. At every point in time, if you are naked, you have a sexy body and want to do your thing in your own house. But take responsibility. I don't want to put this out there because a young person is watching. I don't want to share the wrong thing to a young person. Take responsibility. Period. Have a lovely weekend. See you Monday.
Yeah.